Hey, it's Ben. It's Wednesday afternoon, and I gotta ask you, how do you know if you've actually done your best? So, one of the challenges that a lot of high achievers face is how to know when you've actually done your best and what that actually means. And if you're wondering how that could possibly be an issue, let me give you an example. So, let's say that you had to go out and put together a motorcycle, like one of these right here. And if you have to put together a motorcycle, you've got, not only all the parts that fit together, but you've got to do it in a certain way. And then beyond that, you've got to do things like, maybe you've got to clean it up if you've got a lot of parts that came from another bike. Well, you can take that to an extreme. You can spend hours and hours and hours of your time trying to get things perfect so that when it's all completed, there's absolutely nothing that you could have done differently to make that bike any better. And obviously, that's not effective. I mean, there's a certain point where you add on more effort and it doesn't turn into more result, right? Well, it's the same in life. Sometimes we've got things that we feel we've got to be the absolute best at, whether that's, let's say that you sell real estate, or in my case, let's say that you talk about real estate a lot, or you do something else like something in the direct sales industry. Regardless of what industry you're in, if you're trying to be the best, that implies, first of all, a sense of competition. And it's hard to stack yourself up because you got to ask yourself, what are the metrics? How are you actually measuring whether or not you're the best at something? And then secondly, if you're trying to be the best, what does that mean for you? I mean, if like for instance, in my case, if I want to put together this bike right here in the best possible way, well, my best job at putting together this bike today is going to be vastly different than my best would be a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, based on my experience level. So if that's the case, if my best today doesn't necessarily equal my best 2 years from now or 5 years from now, how in the heck can I possibly be satisfied? I mean, that suggests that there's no finish line. It suggests that it's endless progression, that you never, ever reach any kind of a finish line. And I believe that that's more accurate as to the truth of life than most people want to admit. So if we are in this cycle of endless progression, maybe it's not appropriate to say that we did our best, that we tried our best, because obviously our best is not something that's measurable. It's not something that we can be satisfied with. So how do you get over that? We go back to looking at what measurements, what metrics can we actually put in place where we can say, today I accomplished exactly what I wanted to do. Lots of you have probably heard me say it before, and I know lots of my mentors speak this same language, but we don't care about results. We care about activity. It is the activity that determines our end result. So on a daily basis, what are the key activities over which you have control? And can you set goals for those activities that actually are meaningful, that create a stretch for you and allow you to do something that you haven't done before? If you focus on measuring activity, that's where things start to turn magical. That's where you can actually create something that long-term could be a blessing for you and for a lot of other people. So those are my comments on today. Hope you have a great day. Hope that beyond just doing what you think is your best work, you do work that's meaningful, that's based in activity, that's measurable, and that you can feel good about, and that at the end of the day, you know that you've done what you can to be successful in the here and now, and that you don't become too obsessed with whether or not you gave it your all or your absolute best. Looking forward to having a great week. Hope you are too, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.